October solicitations, we also have some announcements and news from Comic-Con, which is going on at the minute, which we'll get to after the solicits. But we'll go through the October solicitations for DC Comics, and we'll see what's here. So one of the big things that was announced the week I was gone was DCKO. Issue 1's hitting in October. I saw like a blurb today that Scott Snyder, who's writing this, said it was like Squid Game meets Mortal Kombat, but more fun. So take that for what you will. I'll read the solicit text for this since it's a big new thing. The Heart of Apocalypse has transformed Earth into a hellscape in preparation for the return of Darkseid. The end of the DC universe is here. The Justice League's only chance to defeat Darkseid is to enter a deadly tournament, an epic, over-the-top battle royale. That's not what a battle royale is, but nice try. The world's greatest heroes fight to become the champion, to enter the ring against Darkseid, but there's a catch. The closer you get to the Heart of Apocalypse, the more it corrupts you, changes you into something dangerous. Which DC character has what it takes to get it to the end? Who is willing to do what it takes to win it all, even if it means taking down their friends and family? You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. Oh, they're quoting Tim Burton's Batman at the end. How dare they? Javier Fernandez is on the art for this. I don't know if this is technically the event of the year, or if there's like another event coming, because one of the announcements from SDCC made it sound like something's leading to another event. So I don't know if this is the event. I think this is, but it's obviously a part of what's going on because it's dealing with the Darkseid stuff. So there's actually more information about this in the Comic-Con news, so we'll maybe come back to this once we get to that. But feelings, a single elimination tournament with all the DC characters. I mean, how does that feel to you?
I'm more a fan of a round robin tournament, the G1 type style.
Yeah, I don't think that would work.
Not really as fun.
Yeah, that wouldn't work in comic book form, though, Matt. I don't think.
Of course not. I don't know. This is weird. I don't know. We'll get there when we start talking about the books, because there's some big Darkseid stuff that happens.
Yes, there's some stuff this week that kind of leads into this.
It really depends on what the setup's like. But there's a great Daniel Warren Johnson cover for this. That's Superman doing a Gonzo bomb on Darkseid.
Now, are you aware of what KO stands for in this case?
I did. It was something Omega, right?
King Omega, knockout.
Yeah, King Omega.
So curious.
If we don't get a Kenny Omega, like special variant cover, they're missing out, and just that synergy.
I mean, I don't know if they'll think of doing that, but I mean, I get why it makes sense. That is scheduled for
my birthday, October 8th.
October 8th. But the week before that, there's what I believe is a one-shot called Justice League The Omega Act, issue 1, which is a special oversized prologue to DC's biggest event of the year. So I guess KO is the event. Everything since DC All-In Special Issue 1 has been building to this moment. Time Trapper is on the run from Darkseid's Legion, racing through time to learn how to stop Darkseid's conquest. He witnesses how the future is already lost, and the only hope of survival lies within the Justice League. The Time Trapper's apply to save the DCU, but it means making an impossible offer to the League. Probably to enter a tournament. So this one-shot is Joshua Williamson with Yasmin Putri on art. So it'll be interesting to talk about the books today, because there's stuff in 2 different books that feels like they're starting to build to this stuff. So we'll talk about that a bit later. But sure, it's time for an event. It's been a little while, I guess. So
yeah.
I think the premise for KO sounds a little bit strange and a bit gimmicky, but I mean, it may be a lot of fun once it gets going. I don't know. But I feel like Scott Snyder's events in general, the ones he writes, do tend to have a bit of a gimmicky feel to them to me, and this kind of fits into that.
For sure. It's kind of like up there with like metal and that kind of thing.
And it's not that they weren't fun,
different.
but they'll never be kind of at the heights of a Crisis or an Infinite Crisis to me, because they feel like they're in a kind of a gimmicky tier.
Yeah, and at least they're not calling it a crisis like that. It's not like the Omega Crisis. So that helps. I feel like it's just an excuse to make the heroes fight each other, which I'm never just a fan of.
That's the worry. Yeah, that's the worry. Although I did just have the thought, since you said this wasn't called a crisis, what if the K stands for crisis with a K and it's Mortal Kombat related? Or if they ever do a big Mortal Kombat comic book crossover, they can call it like Crisis with a K, Crisis on Infinite, like Realms or whatever. I don't know. There's gold in them hills.
Yeah, Crisis on Earth Realm.
All right, so that's kind of the big event issues that are coming in October. So we're getting a one shot leading into it, and then the big kickoff a week later. So it should feel like a big deal if nothing else. It'll give us something to talk about. So not mad at all. Next up, we got Justice League Unlimited issue 12. And it mentions the tournament happening, so some of the books are going to be tying into it a little bit. At least, I mean, based on stuff from this week, it does seem like Mark Waid's books might, because he seems to be like closely tied to the events, even if he's not writing them. So we've got that, and then we have Superman issue 31. Notably, Mr. Terrific's nice and tall on that cover. His popularity from the movie, maybe something they're sort of counting for here. So that's cool.
Wait, talking about on Justice League Unlimited?
No, I'm talking about Superman.
No, the Superman cover, I got a Superman holding something broken in his hand.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Art of Apocalypse.
I'm looking at the cover from the one above it, because it's closer to the text.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah, you're right. It's the Unlimited cover I was looking at.
I got very confused there for a second. Because I was looking at the David Aja cover.
It's because the cover's closer to the text for the one below it than it is the one it belongs to. That's just that was throwing me off there. But yeah, fair enough. So yeah, Superman 31, as mentioned, is here. So it also mentions the tournament and the Solicits. So Superman, Justice League Unlimited, at the very least, will be tying in. Which, to be fair, based on the fact that those books are the ones that are kind of building to it already, it makes sense that they'll be tying in. Yeah. So that makes enough sense to me. Then the Flash issue 26, and notably with new creatives on the book. As the chaos around the DC universe erupts during DCKO, Impulse has an idea how to fix it. Impulse Point, oh god. A terrible move that could wipe out everything unless Flash can catch up with him as they race through time.
Well, adding Flash back to my pull list, because we got Mark Waid. I know he's co-writing it, but Mark Waid writing Impulse is something I will never miss.
It's Waid and Christopher Cantwell. Now, whether or not they're co-writing or Waid's doing, what they say, the backup or something like that, that remains to be seen. But yeah, I'll give it a try. I like the Flash, new team. Happy for that.
And Vasco Georgiev on the art, so I'm a big fan of that artist. So
I don't remember.
I'm excited to read Flash again.
I don't remember his art.
It was the Mary Marvel. Was that Mary Marvel book where she was going around? It wasn't Shazam. It was right after the Amazons one. It was by.
Oh, right, okay, no, I know what you're talking about. The Amazon's Attack, or whatever it was called.
Yes. So he did that art.
Okay, so, fair enough.
Yeah.
So yeah, it would be nice to be into Flash again. So that's cool. Titans 28 solicited here. And that's also tying into KO. Also, we're doing a lot of tie-ins to KO. Some more new. I actually didn't realize some of these were in the solicits. I thought these were all going to be in news afterwards. But Absolute Evil issue 1 is solicited here for the start of October. This is Al Ewing writing with Giuseppe Camunculi on the art. Here's the solicit text for this one. Without heroes, without protection, without restraint, there's only absolute evil. The emergence of superheroes has caught the attention of the world, and it certainly caught the attention of the people who run it. Ra's al Ghul, Veronica Cale, Eleanor Thawne, Hector Hammond, and the mysterious Joker have worked at cross purposes until now, but this growing threat requires new ways of thinking and new partnerships. An insidious betrayal from which within their ranks is imminent, and if they don't take action, they'll lose control of a planet that was built to be their playground. So this is interesting because it's focusing on all the sort of evil characters who all happen to be billionaires, and they're all characters who have already been mentioned across all the Absolute books, which I think is quite interesting to some extent. So
it's very weird not to have Lex's name amongst those, right?
We haven't done them in Absolute Universe yet, though. So
I know. What are we What's cooking with Lex is what I want to.
Maybe Lex is a
'Cause we
hero in the
got-
Absolute Universe. Maybe he's flipped.
Maybe Darkseid saw him too much of a threat and wiped him from existence. You know? Can't have that. But yeah. But the rest of them, Roz, Kale, Thawne, like, yeah, it's nice that we're getting like a supervillain team up before we get the hero team up. It's very, very much in spirit with what the Absolute Universe seems to be.
Well, because they're very specifically all rich in this universe, right? They're all, and we've seen that across the books. Ra's al Ghul's running the big company. Veronica Cale's in Wonder Woman running a company. Eleanor Thawne's the one in charge of the experiments in Flash. Hector Hammond just showed up from a helicopter in Green Lantern. So, and Joker, of course, has been like this, mysterious billionaire behind everything, and Batman. So, I think what's interesting here is that it's like a team up, but it's like, or kind of, but it's more like all the 1%ers sort of colluding because they don't like that there's these like powerful do-gooders around. I think there's a lot of potential here. Al Ewing can be a phenomenal writer, not always, but can be. Yeah. So there's definitely potential here, for this. So yeah, cool. It's unexpected. We didn't necessarily see this Absolute book coming, but this is cool. Absolute Batman Annual issue 1. So we're getting an annual in October. So this is obviously a week 5, as per usual. But this is interesting in that it's Daniel Warren Johnson, James Harren, and Meredith McLaren writing. So Johnson's an interesting name there. I'm definitely curious to see what he's doing there. So this will be anthology style, I assume, with a few different stories by different writers, which I get, because Snyder's the only one who's really written Absolute Batman, and it makes sense that some other writers want to dip their toes in and say, hey, I want to do something with that version of Batman. I've got a little idea here or there. So now, do we think Daniel Warren Johnson is doing the art for his too? Because I don't see any artists on here. Yeah, there's no artist listed yet, which so he could be doing the art on his own, or it could just be that there's not assigned 3 artists to this shit. So for the various stories. There's his cover, and he draws Absolute Batman very well. So, big. His art style fits with Absolute Batman. So very, very curious to see what this is. Yeah, of course, him doing a cover doesn't necessarily indicate that he'll do interiors, but he very well might, especially since it's only going to be a third of the book. Right, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah. So we get Absolute Batman 13, of course, which makes sense, which is capping off the Bane arc, which only just got started, really. Well, I think there's been 2, but I didn't read the last one yet. So it just started. Oh, you haven't read it yet? I was going to ask what you thought of it. I haven't read anything from last week. I haven't touched a single comic from last week. Cool. So we got that. We have... Do you think that's how... maybe she showed up already, but do you think that's is how Absolute Catwoman actually always looks, or is this like a specific reason why she has this circular head that I'm seeing in this cover? Well, it looks like one of the party animal masks, so I'm wondering if she's used that tech maybe in order to help her do things. Yeah, that was my thought when this popped up. So yeah, the rest of the outfit's normal, but there's like a sort of like glass dome around her head with the cat ears coming out. She's like if Mysterio was playing Catwoman. Yeah, Mysterio's cosplaying as Catwoman for Halloween. Absolute Wonder Woman issue 13. So that's obviously coming out. And speaking of Kelly Thompson, this is not DC news, but they just announced at Dynamite that Kelly Thompson's doing both a Buffy and an Angel series at Dynamite. So that's interesting. Well, I'll be picking up the Buffy one for sure, because that is right in the wheelhouse of Kelly Thompson that I like, right? Yeah. Group dynamics. Yeah, well, she's writing both, and they're supposed to be companion to each other, so it's probably worth reading both if you're going to read one. Well, if I have the time, I would love to. Let's see. Absolute Superman issue 12 is there, as you'd expect. So that's cool. We're getting more Brainiac stuff, which I'm happy about because I really like the Brainiac issue. That is like a reanimator looking Brainiac here. Ooh-wee. I like the exposed brain. It works for me. Absolute Flash issue 8. So yeah, as expected. Absolute Green Lantern issue 7. Also cool. We got Batman issue 2. So that's right. Remember, everyone, that despite the Hush issues being delayed, Batman issue 1 will be launching in September. So issue 2 is here for us. I cannot wait till September, man. It's just this is the light that's getting me through that tunnel. We'll see how Matt Fraction does on bats, but that's the bar's pretty low right now between the last two runs, so I'm feeling hopeful.
You can step over the bar, Pete.
Next we got Red Hood issue 2, which I believe I am going to have to read this book. Tyler is making me. Tyler's got 2 books that he can pick for me. He doesn't know what he's replacing American Vampire with yet, but he is putting me on Red Hood when that launches, taking over from his leak. Because he was kind of like using it on Supergirl, which he didn't really need to use because I was going to read that anyway, but I'm officially on Red Hood when it launches.
And you consider this person a friend?
Like, I'm just hoping that Gretchen Felker Martin, who's the writer, is good.
if it's the Red Hood that we've been given the last 5 years, I think you're in good hands. If it's the one that we're reading in Hatouche, you are screwed, sir. This might be the meanest thing he could have done. So we will see.
We'll find out. Huntress is in the book according to the cover, so I like Huntress well enough. That's all right. So that's cool. In fact, are him and Huntress a romantic pairing? One of those covers was looking a little bit flirty.
It makes it, yeah. Is it a Jim Lee cover? Let me see.
I think it's a Lee cover, yeah.
Yeah. He might just be.
I don't know. Yeah, it
taking forever to load.
Might just be him doing his thing. Nightwing 131. Obviously, we've been enjoying that run. Looking forward to that. Yeah. Detective Comics 1102. These numbers are getting clunky to say because it's so big. Not that I'm saying they should renumber. I'm not saying that. I like the big numbers. It's just clunkier to say. So obviously we're excited about that. More Tom Taylor Detective is good. We got Catwoman issue 80. You know what? Good for Catwoman to get to that number. Yeah, and it's the writer from Batgirl who's writing Catwoman just
Torin Grunbeck.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, Grunbeck, yeah.
When did Ram V take over? Was it 25?
He did like one backup story, I think, in 25, and then he started proper with 26, if I recall correctly.
Okay. Well, I mean, still, that was like how long ago that was now.
Oh, that was ages ago now, yeah.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't on it for that long. It was, maybe 20 issues at most?
If that.
Yeah. It wasn't that long. So that's Catwoman 80. Cool front cover for that as well, actually.
Yeah.
Really nice.
I like that a lot.
Yeah. Sebastian Fumura, who's the cover artist on that, which is like a little girl looking into a mirror, but it's like adult Catwoman staring back at her. Really nice. Harley Quinn 55 is a thing. Good for it. Poison Ivy 37, also a thing. But you know, I like Wilson, so I'm not bad mouthing Poison Ivy, but not for me.
Yeah, I'll take as many issues as they keep pumping out. So.
Well, luckily for you, you're getting 2 because there's an annual in October.
Hey! Ooh, that's a great cover too. I like that cover.
Yeah, also by Wilson, so that's cool stuff. We got Birds of Prey issue 26, which is also cool. We've been enjoying that quite a bit. Yeah. I quite like that cover as well, actually.
Yeah.
We got Batgirl. On you go.
It looks like they're shutting somebody into the hood or the trunk of a car. Oh. So that's, you know.
I was wrong. That was not the Batgirl writer on Catwoman. It's Tate Brombal who's the writer on Batgirl.
That's why I got confused. You were talking about a different book. That's why I asked if it was Grunbeck.
Do you know what it is? I think it's because Brombal and Grunbeck are just, they sound like they're from the same language. So I just conflated them. That's my bad.
I thought you were talking about a Batgirl book that I didn't read, and I was like, oh yeah, sure. Cool.
No. I'm just forgetting names. Grunbeck's been on some. I feel like I remember saying that name for something.
Yeah. Which is why I didn't correct.
No, that was Turso Cons. I was going to say, was it that Deathstroke All Winter book, but it wasn't. That was Turso Cons. But again, Cold, Grunbeck, they feel like they fit together. Anyway, so yeah, Batgirl issue 12. That's a very pretty cover actually for Batgirl. It's Batgirl cast jumping in front of the bat signal in the sky, but it's snowing. Oh, that's very pretty. Very, very pretty. That's David Talaski is the cover artist on that. We got Batman and Robin 26, more Philip K. Johnson, which is cool. Yep. We're into a new arc, seemingly by this point, so that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have Batman and Robin Year 1, Issue 12, so that's wrapping up, and that's been a phenomenal series. Yeah. Batman Superman World's Finest. We're getting more Supergirl and Robin team up, apparently. So... cool, I guess.
There's a Fornes cover that looks like very old Silver Agey, complete with the color dots, and it looks like it's a flip cover. So,
I see it.
That's super cool. I like that. Yeah, I like that a lot.
Then we got Batman Dark Patterns issue 11, which is the part of the fourth arc, or case number 4, as the solicit text calls it. So that's neat. Been loving that book. Is this for week 5? It is Superman Red and Blue 2025 Special Issue 1. So it's kind of an annual, but it's got Dan Abnett, Michael Walsh, Paul Dini, and Rainbow Rowell writing presumably different stories in this. So, yeah, interesting.
We'll have to see where we're at, how many books, in that 5th week. But I'll definitely check out a Paul Dini Superman story.
Yeah. Well, I think this is one of these, black and white, but with the...
Yeah.
It's one of those.
I remember there was a Superman Red and Blue a while ago.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it was ages ago now, I think.
Yeah. Because we did a couple of those issues before. We're just like, there's other stuff we got going on.
Action Comics 1091 is there. Well, that's got a pretty neat cover, actually. Very pulpy. And we got Supergirl issue 6 from Sophie Campbell, who seems to,
be back.
It doesn't well, she never left, but
no,
I'm assuming doing the art because it doesn't mention an artist. But it may just be that they've not got an artist solicited yet. But it's probably just.
And that's what I meant by the back, because I think on the last solicit it was somebody else, so almost given breaks in between there. But yeah.
Last Dog of Krypton issue 5, so penultimate issue of that miniseries. And then we got Superman Unlimited issue 6, the Dan Slott series. So that's ongoing. We got Adventures of Superman, the Book of L issue 2. This is the Philip K. Johnson 12-issue series that's starting in September. Kind of excited to see what he's got planned for that. So that's cool. We got Wonder Woman 26. So Tom King's run, Soldiers On. Great cover to that as well, as expected. Daniel Sampere covers usually hit quite well. Trinity, Daughter of Wonder Woman issue 5, penultimate issue of that miniseries. And then we got Cheetah in Cheshire, Rob the Justice League issue 3, the Greg Rucka book, which is starting next month. So that should be exciting with Nicholas Scott. And then we got Justice League Red issue 3. I totally forgot. This always happens with these books that have not started yet. I totally forgot this was a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a thing that's starting next month as well. By Saladin Ahmed, with Clayton Henry on art. We got Mr. Terrific Year 1 issue 6. So that's wrapping up that series, which we've been enjoying. We got The New Gods issue 11 from Ram V. Very cool. That's also a pretty neat cover, actually, with all the various superhero hands coming in to try and grab the New God kid. Yeah. Aquaman issue 10 exists. I have nothing to add. We have GSA issue 12, so that's continuing on with Jeff Lemire. I wish I was excited for that. I really do. It's such a shame how that book makes me feel. Green Arrow issue 29 solicited, so that's ongoing. It's a pretty neat cover, actually, to be fair.
People keep asking us to read this, and I've heard rumblings that it's amongst the best thing going at DC right now.
Yeah, ever since Chris Condon took over as writer, I think people started asking us to write it. I mean, Montos on art for this issue in particular does sound quite good.
Yeah, so I mean, I might have to open up and hopefully one of the one of the viewers slash listeners would be generous enough if I open up a Patreon to assign it, then I would have no excuse not to read it. But I also have trust issues, which is why I haven't done it yet. So I get stuck reading Red Hood.
Hey, people can make me read this if they want. There's that option's there on Patreon.
Yeah.
It's an expensive tier, but the option is there. Yeah. Green Lantern issue 28. So that's cool. Well, that's, again, we get more hands on covers. We got covers of hands. Yeah. In this case, it's Hal and Carol holding each other's hand.
It's very loving, right? And it's very tender.
Yeah, with their rings shining to make the color pop. We have Green Lantern Corps issue 9 as well, of course, to go alongside that. So that is cool. We have Joker Harley Malicious Intent issue 1. This is Cami Garcia with Jason Bador and Miko Suin on art. So what was this? So 1 year after defeating the Joker, Harley is still hunting serial killers. Oh, is this a sequel to that?
It's a sequel to Criminal Sanity.
Ah, do you know, I never finished that because of the delays, but I definitely remember having fun with what I read of it.
Yeah, that's where what hit the bell for me was the Miko Suiyan as the art. Because that's the only time I've ever remember that name. Was
that Cami Garcia who did the first one?
I don't remember. It might have been.
I don't remember it being Cami Garcia, but I also don't remember who it was, so it could have been.
Take a look right now.
Weird, yeah.
Criminal Sanity.
So yeah, but when Gotham headlines about a new serial killer or a new series of grisly crime scenes lead to speculation that her nemesis is somehow escaping Arkham to continue a murder spree, she feels compelled to return. Jonathan Crane, former classmate and current head of Arkham Asylum, assures her that the Joker is securely locked in his cell. Yet the women of Gotham are still being stalked by a killer who is using their corpses to make art. Yeah, I don't know if I would trust that Jonathan Crane Harley. red flags all around for him.
Yeah, it was Cami Garcia and Miko Suya. Yeah.
Interesting.
So they're doing a very sneaky sequel to this. That's cool.
Yeah, there's no mention of how many issues it is, but I assume it's not just a one shot. I assume it's probably going to be like a 3 or 4 issue number.
Yeah, that's 44 pages. So that would make sense for it to be like a mini.
Yeah, one of those black label books where the page counts up. $7 book. Now I probably won't remember, but if I do remember, I might read the previous book so I can read this when it's coming out. I'll probably forget, so I don't want to make any promises, but I do like the idea of reading this because I had fun with what I read of that first one. I kind of forgot it existed, and I just read the start of the description and went, wait a minute, this is ringing some bells here. I remember this being a thing. Yeah, cover's pretty neat. I remember the art being quite enjoyable. So I'm interested. I'm surprised at this, but I'm pleased. Next up, Superman: The Kryptonite Spectrum. This is the W. Maxwell Prince book, which is starting next month. And then we have Immortal Legend Batman issue 3. This is the super anime one by Kel Higgins, I think. Which I can't say I'm particularly excited about, but fair play.
It's not high on the list to check out.
It's not high on the list. We got events starting, we got other books starting over the next couple of months. I don't need to be trying the anime Batman. Green Lantern Dark issue 7. Which, that has way more issues than I thought it was going. I thought that was going to be a 3-issue book, and then I thought it was going to be like a 6-issue book, but there's an issue 7 apparently, so fair play.
I would say if that's the only thing we can bring up on that is that it feels like the pacing's off. However, the story has been so good. Like, I'll take a little bit of wonky pacing.
It was so weird because the first issue could have just been a one-shot, because the first issue had a story that felt like it had an ending, and it was satisfying. And then like the longer story started to sort of properly start in issue 2. But yeah, it's interesting. But I'm not mad to see it still going. I've been having a mostly good time with it. Gotham by Gaslight: A League for Justice issue 4. So that's continuing as you'd expect. We got Gotham Academy first year issue 1. This is Becky Cloonan. This is Becky Cloonan and Becky Cloonan writing, with Brendan Fletcher also writing. There's obviously a mistake here where they've got Becky Cloonan twice.
Who would always write with Becky Cloonan? It was a Michael, right? So now his name is just Anne Becky Cloonan.
And Becky Cloonan, yes. Maybe it's in the solicit text. Yeah. I don't know. They've got more writers. Anyway, so yeah, this is more Gotham Academy stuff. I mean, I tried the first couple issues of the original Gotham Academy, wanting to like it, but not really getting into it. So I can't say I'll be checking this out. But I mean, for people who liked it, it's cool that it's existing still in some form. It's a different corner of the DCU to appeal to certain people. Court, Children of the Round Table issue 2, the weird Tom Taylor book that I don't even want to try, is still going on. So that's issue 2 of that. Teen Titans Go issue 8, so that's there for your kiddies. And then you got facsimile editions and your reprints, which I won't bother wasting time with. We'll just scroll down until I get to the collected editions, and we'll mention some of these quickly. So, Absolute Flash Volume 1 hardcover, as well as softcover. So yeah, that makes sense. That's coming out. That's issue 1 to 6 of that book. And then we got Absolute Green Lantern Volume 1, Without Fear, which is again both hardcover and softcover, and is again 1 to 6, the typical issue count for one of these. Superman Volume 5, Love and Mercy trade paperback, which has got issues 24 to 27 and the Lex Luthor Special issue 1, so everyone's favorite part of the run. Action Comics Superstars Volume 2, so this is more of the rotating teams, presumably. Collecting some of that. G. Willow Wilson, John Ridley, being the two 3-issue arcs that are in there. Then we got Aquaman Volume 1, The Dark Tide trade paperback. This is Jeremy Adams' run. So that's coming out. Batman and Robin Year 1 hardcover, as well as softcover. Makes sense. That one's destined for a deluxe down the line. It's destined for an absolute edition, so pick your poison. Standard size hardcover, though, is probably a decent way of reading it if you want to. So,
it says 1 through 12. Is that normal for a hardcover at 336 pages?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, sometimes they may split it in 2 and do a volume 1 and 2, but for this, they've made the choice of just doing one big 12-issue book, which I think is the right call, to be honest. I think that's going to read very well as one series in a book. I mean, 12, 13 issues is usually what a deluxe is as well, so there's no reason why a regular hardcover can't be that. So that's cool. And then we have Titans Volume 4, some of the John Layman run, 22 to 27, that's collecting. We got Secret 6 trade paperback by Nicole Maines. That's the 1 to 6 miniseries. And then we got DC's Finest Green Lantern, Earth's Other Green Lantern trade, which is collecting Green Lantern 40 to 61, Brave and the Bold 69, Detective Comics 350. So that's a Silver Age stuff. This is Bob Haney, Gardner Fox, John Broome, Mike Friedrich. Yeah, I was going to say I don't recognize that title. So yeah, this is the Silver Age era. So cool. DC's Finest Wonder Woman Introducing Wonder Woman trade. Writer William Marston. So I'm going to go out on a limb here and say this is the Golden Age Wonder Woman.
Yep.
Because otherwise it wouldn't be that name.
The first sentence is where it all began. The first Wonder Woman comics ever.
I mean, yeah, literally the first ever. Yeah. So William Marston and his kinky self. I never saw the movie about him, but it was implied in the trailer that he was into some stuff.
Yeah, I mean, her early weakness was bondage, so I would definitely guess like he was working out his stuff here, you know.
Yeah, so that's cool. DC's Finest Superman, the Invisible Luthor trade. Again, this is Golden Age, but it's like this probably the second or third chunk of Golden Age because it's Action Comics 26 to 40. So yeah, probably volume 3 of the Golden Age stuff in this format. And then we got We 3 DC Compact Comics Edition. This is the Grant Morrison miniseries. So there's that. Batman Santa Claus Silent Night Returns trade paperback. So that's collecting the Christmas series. We got the sequel from last December. And we got DC vs. Vampires World War V Volume 2 collecting 7 through 12. And Batman by Darwin Cook Absolute Edition, which is collecting a bunch of different stuff. We got Selena's Big Score, Catwoman 124, a few issues of Detective Comics, some specials. So yeah, cool. Makes sense.
It's also a Just Imagine Stan Lee. So that's cool. I didn't realize he did that. He did art for that.
Then we got Hitman by Garth Ennis and John McCree, Omnibus Volume 2. So, big 1,100-page beefy boy doing that. And then we got Doom Patrol by Keith Giffen and Matthew Clark, Omnibus hardcover. So, some classic classic Doom Patrol, I should say, sorry.
Yep.
So, yeah, issues 1 to 22 from... Oh, it's not that I thought it was older than this. It's 2009. No. For some reason, I thought this was like I don't know, 80s. I thought this was like pre...
You're thinking pre-Morrison?
I was thinking pre-Morrison, yeah. But no, fair enough. This is late 2000s series.
Yeah, there's definitely some books in here that I read, like the Teen Titans 32, 33 to 34, because that was the whole Beast Boy stuff. Brave and the Bold 8, Secret 6, number 4. So yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it's interesting. And we got Batman and Robin Adventures, Volume 1, New Edition. This is Paul Dini. Yeah,
it's the Batman and Robin Adventures 1 through 10 from back in the day.
Yeah. But looking at the animated series, yeah. We got Batman the Demon Trilogy hardcover, New Edition. So this is the the various Ra's al Ghul graphic novels that came in the early 90s. So that's cool. Then we got Wonder Woman Spirit of Truth, New Edition. This is Paul Dini with Alex Ross on the cover. It just tells us there's no... yeah. I mean, it says teams up with illustrator Alex Ross, so I assume he's also the interior.
Yeah, this was one. They did one for Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman back in the day.
That's cool.
I forget what the other two are called.
And that wraps up the solicits for October. So we did it. So yeah, we got a big event starting off, which is the big thing. We got a couple of annuals. Not a ton, though, admittedly. So, just to skim over this Comic-Con news, it's mostly stuff that was in the solicits, to be honest, although there was maybe a couple of extra details here or there. There is a new series that was announced called Night Fight by Joshua Williamson and Dan Mora, because Dan Mora has just got time to do as many books as possible.
Does he have a Mr. Terrific-esque setup where he just has, like, machines, right? Like orbs floating him? They keep him, drawing and keep him sustained.
I think
what's the man doing?
He reached into another dimension and grabbed a second Dan Mora so they can do all these books. So this is like Batman going into different alternate futures where all the various Robins have become Batman and he fights them. That's what the pitch of this book is. Yeah, this sounds stupid, and I don't know.
Damian Batman will kill him. He doesn't. I remember Batman 666. That dude's fighting demons. He does not have time for his dad coming in there and trying to fight him.
I mean, it does say twisted alternate futures, so presumably it's not them trying to say that this is what any of the futures going to actually be. It's just a bunch of weird, but that just makes it feel like it's even less important. It feels like just a weird excuse to have a bunch of Batman fighting Robins and other Bat outfits. That's all it sounds like to me. So it sounds a bit shallow. And Williamson.
I think he's gonna. Who do you think he's gonna have the toughest time with?
I don't know. So we're going to have Batman Dick. We're going to have Batman Jason. We're going to have Batman Damien. You're going to have Batman Tim.
Which is funny because out of all the futures, I don't think I've actually read one where Jason became Batman.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah.
You know what I mean? We've seen Tim. We've seen Damien. Dick has held it in the regular continuity.
Yeah, he doesn't need a future. He's just done it. Yeah.
Yeah. He's done it, so Jason would be curious. So but I still don't want to read this.
I mean, we'll obviously try it, but I have to admit, I'm not feeling particularly excited. This is one of these concepts where I'm like, this is just the most dumb comic book idea ever. Like, I don't feel any passion for it. It mentions the new Flash arc here, which is called Impulse Control. by Chris Catwall. So we mentioned that in the solicits, but it's Chris Catwall and Mark Waid. Follows Wally West and Bart Allen in a two-lead book that pits them against the timeline-threatening Impulse plan, which is that Impulse Point, as we mentioned in the solicit. So yeah, that was brought up. They also mentioned that Legion of Darkseid is contained in Superman, and mentioned the thing that happens at the end of this week's Superman, but we'll save that for talking about the book. So there's that. They also brought up Justice League, the Omega Act, which is that one-shot, which is just kind of a bridge into the event. They mentioned stuff about Aquaman, which just kind of spoils what's going on with Aquaman right now. And then they did mention the Absolute Universe, which they promised that isn't ending. It's something that they're planning on keeping going. They mentioned Absolute Evil, which we talked about in the solicits, with the evil billionaires all kind of like colluding. But they announced a new miniseries, a 6-issue Absolute book called Absolute Green Arrow, which is a 6-issue book by Pornsak Pichotti, if I'm saying that correct, and Raphael Albuquerque, and that's coming in spring 2026. So we're getting a mini-series for Green Arrow, Absolute Green Arrow. So I don't know what to expect from that, but that is what it is. And that was pretty much it. I mean, Snyder was teasing that he's going to do the origin of Absolute Bane soon, and Deathstroke and whatnot, but like, you know, it wasn't like in terms of raw announcements. This seems to be it, at least based on this article from Aped that I'm using. So yeah.